Group 2, the second session of the night on night 1 of the Australia E-Racing Eldora Dirt $250 to win show. Thanks to Australian Engineering and Maintenance Services, we're just in time. Thanks again to Brett Wheeler at Ultimate Dirt TV for hosting the live stream. And of course Nate Truan in charge of running the event at MVP Hosted Events, as we are ready to go for Heat 1. Thankfully we're just in time, Brett, simply because there is a yellow, so all action is back on here. So hopefully everyone has come over from the last session and we're ready to go.
Yes, that indeed we are. Heat number 1 of 15 here in group number 2. And after these 15 heats, how's it all going to work tomorrow, Kai?
Of course, tomorrow night, I've got the running sheet here somewhere, but a round of heats, and then 2 B mains, a C main, and then 2 B mains and an A main, I'm pretty certain is the running order for tomorrow night. 60 cars, the 60 of the best will be in there tomorrow night, but we've still got plenty of heat racing to go, Brett.
Yeah, that indeed we do. Heat race number 1 here in group number 2, and again we'll just have to give it a couple of time for the trading paints to sort themselves out, as we are clean and green here. The second attempt at a restart in heat number 1, and we are looking at Madolo in the number 39 machine. He's back outside the top 5, and the battle is on for 3rd and 4th, and well, closely following up into the race lead. Here comes the form of Tony Marley.
Yes, it's busy straight away once again. Madolo back in the field as they head through turn 1 and 2 once again down the back straight. It's Kenneth Mankey. You'll find him on during the week a fair bit on iRacing, and he's had plenty of practice around the Eldora Virtual Speedway, especially over the last month or so. Here's your early race leader. Right behind him is a pack of cars, in fact. The 4 car, oh, there's a car in the fence. That was the 7 of Warwick Howie. Oh, there's 2 cars in the fence. That's Matthew Redcliffe. Warwick Howie involved once again. And we'll have our first caution of the second group for the night.
And keep an eye on as well. Tyler Bish in that 41. He's very handy on a in a street stock here on iRacing as well. So we'll see how that all goes.
I can tell you one thing, I'm just going to have a quick look through the heat lineup and try and see if Warwick Howie and Reg Corbett are in. Oh, they are. Heat 6. Look, I'll wait till Heat 6, but make sure you're watching for Heat 6. That'll be a good one. There's plenty of mix and match names in this one. This session, I should say. As we roll around once again. Kenneth Mankey out in front, your race leader before the caution. Will stay there with Tony Miley right behind him in the number 4 machine. Just trying to see. Refresh myself with the United States drivers here in this session. I'm sure we'll come across a few, with 16 entered into the event. Tony Miley sitting in second. Warwick Howie. Matthew Redcliffe. Lyle Fisher. Tyler Bish. Gordon Madolo. Anthony Gawn in number 3 car. Josh Keane and Ben Fayer at the back. That's your field as we look for a restart. All heats are going to be 8-lap journeys once again. There's 15 to get through. This is Heat 1, restart number 1. Kenneth Mankey at the front. Tony Miley, what can he do off the restart? We'll soon find out. Warwick Howie's right there as well. As we get back underway in this iRacing craze which is current around the world. You're watching it live on Ultimate Dirt TV. This is the Australia E-Racing Eldora Dirt 250 to win event. Thanks to Australian Engineering and Maintenance Services. As Kenneth Mankey is leading Heat 1. Tony Miley is second. Then it's back to Warwick Howie, and the battle's on for fourth between Tyler Bish and Matthew Redcliffe.
Yeah, Bish getting the run on the outside of the speedway, and well, after what we just seen with the track, like the track in the opening couple of heats, will certainly be down low mid-track, and once we get to about heats 5, I want to say 4 or 5, even 6 maybe, that's where we'll see that top side start to come in. But this track is still got a whole lot of moisture compared to what we just had as Tyler Bish works over Howie down into turn number 3 and 4. Bish going upstairs, looking to get into position number 3. He will get the run out of turn number 4. He will have it down into 1 and 2, and Tyler Bish putting the 41 to the cushion.
As you said, we've had a bit of a track grade in between, and Tyler Bish is trying to try the high side early on, running up around the top of street stock driver in real life Warwick Howie. Is up front, and still Kenneth Mankey and Tony Miley is still right there as well. Much fast-paced race compared to the slick track, or I should say a more controlled race from the drivers. And Brett's got his money on heat 6 as we've got contact in the back. 2 cars come together and went around, but as I was saying, Brett's got his money on heat 6 for the track to go back to slick. I'll keep your word there, Brett.
Yeah, I think I've had a bit of experience. I've been around the block once or twice.
Been around the virtual Eldora once or 2,000 times.
Oh, yeah. Maybe a little bit more. All right, heat number 1 is complete. We'll take a quick break and come back. Heat number 2 up next.
As we get ready for Heat 2, there's a few good real-life drivers in this one, even car owners. We'll get to that in a moment, but first we must thank once again Australian Engineering and Maintenance Services, the major sponsor for the weekend's events, specialising in CMMS master data, optimising maintenance strategies, creating documentation, improving reliability and consulting. Of course, find them at www.aeams.com.au as we get ready for Heat 2, Group 2, Night 1. Jake Armstrong, AMCA National Driver in real life, will start off the front row. Andy Maxwell Jr. alongside him can drive anything, and he can drive all right here on the iRacing as well. He's starting alongside Armstrong for this one. Thomas Hunter and Michael Brown. Michael Brown sitting behind Andrew Maxwell Jr. That's a good little thing to look at, as a lot of the cars Andy Maxwell Jr. has raced have been owned by Michael Brown. We then go back to Kurt Millwood, Braden Sims, Mitch Parmenter, a warrior in real life as well, Jacob Crocker, Nick Larracombe and Michael Hazeldine. A 10-lap field, Heat 2. It's going to be another 8-lap journey, as we are almost set to go. We'll go green next time by. This one thanks again to Hooligators Diecast Vehicles and Merchandise. You'll find them at the Adelaide International Raceway, at the Borderline Speedway, and in their location where they've been for as long as I can remember, at the Murray Machining and Shed Speedway down there in Turn 3. In the tent, as we spoke about earlier in the first session live stream, they have plenty to choose from. And there'll be plenty to choose from if you're wanting to view a good race here, as we get ready for Jake Armstrong and Andy Maxwell Jr. to lead us to the green in Heat 2, Session 2, Night 1. The Adelaide Trailer Sales car leads him into Turn 1 and 2. Maxwell Jr. on the outside. There's contact between the 16 and T-Rubble. Big trouble on the back straight. Big Michael Brown has been involved as well. There's a car turtle side up on the back straight. If there was red lights, they'd be on.
And Thomas Hunter there in the 17 car. He was third out of Turn 2. And he just got tagged from behind. I believe, now we'll get this car right because I don't want to get anybody mixed up. That is Michael Brown. And that's Isuzu. No, number is that 52? I think it is on my
50.
screen.
Yes, the 52 machine. I think you'll find, Brett, that their paint scheme will be, well, pretty well is a replica paint scheme of how the Michael Brown owned Sprint Car Whyalla Earthworks car will be this coming season. In the real life, that is. So that'll be one to keep an eye on as we get ready for a complete restart.
15 is missing the front bar. Jacob Croker missing the front bar, missing the hood on that race car. And what better way to have a look as we go on board with him right now. Set for a start. Heat race number 2 once again. Green flag coming back out here at the virtual Eldora Speedway. Down into turn number 1 and 2. 3 wide for 3rd, 4th and 5th. There's old drag race. 3 wide all the way down the back straight away. They'll dip it and dive it down low, down into turns 3 and 4. And again, they're 3 wide at the back of the back. 2 by 2 out in front.
Armstrong and Maxwell Jr. sitting 1st and 2nd at the moment. Then it's back to Mitch Parmenter, looking to the inside of Andy Maxwell Jr. now. Michael Brown's regained himself, sitting there in 5th. And it's back to Kurt Millwood, Braden Sims, Jacob Crocker, and the rest at the back. But up front, Armstrong's your early race leader, and the battle's on for 2nd between Andy Maxwell Jr. with Parmenter right on his outside. Then we go back to Michael Brown, who's got company from Kurt Millwood. And contact further back in the field between the 16 and the 15 car, but they all seem to get into turn 1 okay. As they exit down turn 2, we head down the back straight once again.
Yeah, Parmenter in the 69, he's starting to work the top side of the racetrack. Well, it might already be the quickest way around as he'll now look for the race lead. Out of turn number 4, he will have it. Then look out of the 69. Mitchell Parmenter, he is 3/4 upstairs in turns 1 and 2. And watch him just roll the top down into turn number 3 and 4. As now the 14 of Armstrong. He'll look and follow the 69 down through turn number 3 and 4. Heat race number 2 here in Server 2.
Not gonna lie, thought Armstrong was looking fairly good to start this one, but Parmenter has got that prediction and thrown it in the bin. Andrew Maxwell Jr. is still in 3rd, then it's back to Michael Brown. Behind him is Millwood. Braden Sims now looking up around the top of Millwood. Won't get it done. And that will be very nearly the end of the race. In fact, it is. Mitch Parmenter gets the win in front of Jake Armstrong and Andy Maxwell Jr. for Heat 2.
Gators is a proudly Australian-owned small business importing and selling top-quality American die-cast models. Gators are authorised Australian dealers from a number of American die-cast companies, including Lionel, Auto World, Acme, GMD, and R&R Sprint Car models, along with 1RC Racing Remote Control Speedway models. Gators proudly support and sponsor all forms of motorsport. Find us at Adelaide International Raceway drag meetings and Murray Bridge and Borderline Speedways. For more information, visit hooligator.com.au. Gators, number 1 for all American die-cast models for over 20 years.
Heat 3 in the 2nd session of the night, about to get underway. Reg Corbett, FD Falcon Street Stock owner, of course the Patriot car in the real life. you get to see him off the front row here in the iRacing world, so that'll be interesting to watch. He doesn't handle it too bad. He's off the front row with Josh Ellis on his outside. Brendan Pauly out of third alongside... Oh, sorry, wrong heat. Out of third will be Jeff Edcool, I should say. Alongside him will be Mitchell Blenkiron, which is quite fitting. His dad sponsoring this one, Blank's Automotive and Performance. And it's back to Nicholas Tapley, Neville Ulf, Blake Dappinett, Jamie Oldfield from the back will be good to watch, as will Justin Paul and Jacob Burford off the back. 10-car heat, 8 laps of journey once again. It's heat 3, and it's going to be a good one.
Alright, that indeed it will. Here we go. Heat race number 3 here in group number 2. Server 2 here of the Eldora Dirt. $250 to win the Dirt Street Stocks here at the virtual Eldora Speedway. We just come from group number 1, and we're already rolling into heat race number 3 here of the night. We're about to let the drivers loose. Corbett on the front row alongside McClure. Green flag is out, 8 laps on the board. Heat number 3 is underway, and we'll go 3 wide down into turn number 1 and 2, but McCure has the top spot. He has the top side of the racetrack at the moment, and here comes Tapley looking to the inside, that number 84 machine, looking for second over Corbett. They'll go through turn number 3 and 4 for the first of 8 circuits in heat race number 3, and McCure leads, and look out, here comes the 25 and also the 37 of Blake Depanay. The 25 is Blenkiron, or Blenkiron I should say. Now look at them 2 by 2 up at the front of the field. There's contact. They'll go 4 wide out of turn 4 for the race lead. Oh, no car around and upside down. Oh, big wreck for the number 25 machine. Blenkiron in the Mitchell Blenkiron in the 25. He goes upside down, and I believe that'll take our flip count to about 4 or 5 so far on the night. But how about that? They were 2 by 2, and then it ended up being 4 wide there out of turn 4. And unfortunately for the main straight, sometimes does not always work out for the best. So a little bit of arguing going on between Tapley and McCure for the number 1 spot. Race control will be able to sort that one out. And again, this is heat race number 3 here at the virtual Eldora Speedway, right here on Ultimate Dirt TV. If you're just joining us for the first time, welcome in. Don't forget to hit that like and follow button. Tomorrow night we will have the main event. Another 5 heat races, a couple of B mains, and then the all-important $250 to win main, or a main. Who is going to pocket some cash here in the virtual world? So, pace is picking up somewhat, but with the way this field is, there's no way we are going green, because again, drivers are not in their correct positions, and again, there's just a couple of little arguments that race control will be needing to sort out and just get on top of things. The drivers need to be listening to the one-way communication system. As your leader, Corbett from Tapley in second. We'll go back to Blenkiron in third, who was the car that went upside down, mind you. Depanay back there in fourth. Paul in fifth, and we go back to Burford, and then we are looking at, I believe that'll be Neville Ulf. Nice green flag, going to fly back here, and that was a bit of a shocker of a start. We stay green for the moment. Yes, we do, down through turn number 1 and 2. Tapley in the red Devil Race Parts number 84 machine. He's got a mirror full of the 44 at the moment, and that car is working the top side of the racetrack. Blenkiron on the bottom side by side with the 44 right now. Just trying to get a name on that car. I believe that'll be Burford in the number 44 machine. So Corbett continues to lead out of turn number 4, and what I think is now 3 laps in the books and 5 laps left to run around there here in heat race number 3. It's Corbett continuing to lead from Tapley and then Burford. That's the top three. Burford going down to the low side, down into turn number 3 and 4, trying to sneak up on the inside of Tapley. There's a 3-4 car battle for positions 4, 5, 6 and 7. But here comes Tapley to the inside in turn number 1 and 2. Corbett gets her on the top side. Corbett continuing to lead since the drop of the green flag. He's got a car link between himself and Nicholas Tapley in that number 84 machine, down into turn number 1 and 2 again. Closing in on just a couple of laps to run here in heat race number 3 of 15. Corbett, Tapley and Burford still your top three. Then you go back and Blenkind back there in 4th. He's got a couple of cars. We've got Burford and McClure back there in 5th and 6th as here goes Tapley for the race lead in turns number 1 and 2. Unable to pull clear of the 11 of Corbett. And Corbett looking for a heat race win here at the virtual Eldora Speedway. I don't think we've got too many laps left in this one as Corbett continues as the cars slow up, and Corbett will get the checkered flag in heat race number 3. We'll take a quick break and come back on the other side of this.
Mini Motorsport Doors, the leading edge in motorsport memorabilia. Provides replica race car doors for your team and your favourite drivers. With sponsor recognition, event trophy opportunities, or even just a gift, we have all your needs covered. We are now available for your orders. Just contact our Facebook or Instagram page for more details on our competitive pricing and orders to suit your every need.
Heat 4 on track now. Thanks again to Scotty's RC for all your RC needs. Head to the Scotty RC Facebook and website pages, whichever you find easiest, as we get ready to roll in Heat 4. Sean Stevens and Josh Ellis will be off your front row. Brendan Pauly, Wade Barker, your second row. Dale Hallett, TJ Pollard, Jacob Todd, Brody Masters out of 7th and 8th. And off the back it's Trent Dew and Jaden Noon Trelaw. And this is your 10 car lineup for Heat 4. 8 laps of journey once again. Thanks to Australian Engineering and Maintenance Services. Getting through the second session of the night. If you're watching on Facebook and you've noticed, if you're watching on Ultimate Dirt TV I should say, and you've noticed a few of your friends or other viewers haven't switched over to the second session, make sure you tag them in it, share it around, get them viewing. It's the only speedway we've got at the moment, but the action is still there, that's for sure. Sean Stevens and Josh Ellis off the front row as we get ready to go. Stevens puts the foot down. Ellis does just as good a job on the outside as there's a car in the fence further back, the 45. Manages to find the concrete fairly early. The 18, oh, we got trouble. 17 car has gone round. That possibly was Trent Dew, it sure was. Hopefully Trent listens when we say, Trent, don't do that again.
That wasn't all that bad. He might have moved up, but tell you what, there was a car. We're just trying to figure that out. It might have been TJ Pollard in that 65 machine, I think it is. Actually came down the racetrack, so just a bit of a racing deal, I believe, but yeah, nonetheless, TJ. Yeah, it's 65. I was correct. My eyes aren't deceiving me just yet. It's not that time of the night.
Back underway either way. Stevens takes them through into turn 1 and 2. I've had a look now at Wade Barker on the outside in the 99. There's cars out of shape mid-pack. They hold it together. Looking to complete the first lap in this one. Oh, contact between Trent Dew and the other car further back. But at the moment, Sean Stevens and Wade Barker are racing very, very tidy up front. Side by side. Stevens inside, Barker outside. Barker gets a run down the back straight and into turn 3 and 4. And he is your early race leader.
Yeah, Baker there in the 99. Good job. Lap number 2 is complete. Stevens back there in your second position right now, and battle is on for third as Jacob Todd holds on to that third spot. Then you go back to Pollard, and now followed closely in by Hallett in that number 18 machine. 3 in the books this time by Stevens now. He'll look to the inside on the exit of turn number 4, unable to pick back up the race lead from Baker in the 99.
Stevens, as you said, couldn't get the run. Now they've got company from Jacob Todd up around the top. Battle's on further back for 4th as well, but at the moment it's all Baker up front. Wade Baker in the 99, your race leader. Second now. As it looks as if that could have been the checkered. No, I'm fooling myself. Oh, Hallett in the fence further back. Climbs the fence, manages to keep it together. TJ Pollard, in fact, was the one climbing the fence. Hallett managed to keep out of it. Meanwhile, up front, Slider across the front. Was that in front of Wade Baker was Jacob Todd. Todd now sticks it on the outside. Baker on the inside. They run out of turn 4. Jacob Todd will hold on to it.
Like, this might have been the white flag just said. I'm trying to keep laps, trying to call the race, trying to memorize the cars, and trying to keep an eye on the cameras. But man, it's Jacob Todd out in front here in heat race number 4, and he's going to check up. And well, I was correct. Heat 4.
We were close. We were 1 lap out.
Yep. You know what? 1 lap's good enough to me, especially when we don't have no tick or anything to go off. But yeah, that is heat number 4 complete. So heat number 5 up next. That'll be the final heat of the first round of heat races here. And still 11 more heat races to come here in just a moment on the other side of this.
Blanks Automotive and Performance, your local car service mechanic in Murray Bridge, South Australia, takes great pride in offering our clients the very best in car servicing and automotive repairs. Services at Blanks Automotive include logbook servicing to all makes and models, and all mechanical repairs, using the highest quality engine management systems and computer diagnostic equipment in Murray Bridge. Blanks Auto can also service your new car without affecting your new car warranty. Book a repair now or call us for a free car service estimate. www.blanksautomotive.repcoservice.net.
Next heat on track, heat 5. Thanks to Mini Doors, of course, supplying the main event winners their prizes later on in the weekend. As we look for the lineup in heat 5, it looks like this. Ex-South Australian junior sedan racer Bradley Sheridan will start off the front row. Current wingless sprint young lad Hayden Vickers will start on the outside second row. Then it's back to John Ruby, Bradley Vickery off that's out of 4th. Aidan Scrah, Kevin Dampier off that middle row. Carl Giglaw, alongside him is street stock veteran Craig Buchanan. Then we go back to Mark Montague. Brock Atkins will be very, very good to watch out of 10th. Out of 11th is Isaac Arnold. It's heat 5. Keep your eyes up front, in the middle, And off the back as Bradley Sheridan and Hayden Vickers have a very, very messy start. Looks like we're going to stay green for the moment. Decision will be made out of turn 2. Oh, we might not get there though. They're 4 or 5 wide and they're in the fence. Left, right, centre. Cars all over the show. Either way, we'll go yellow.
Yeah, it was only a matter of time, I just said. But yeah, that start, the initial start, the green flag start was fairly messy. Not as messy as what we just seen out of turn number 2. Keep an eye on Aiden Skra as well, driving that Perth Motorplex number 8 machine. Host a Thursday night Thunder iRacing race over on the Perth Motorplex page, and I actually run the cameras for that show with Jason Crow and Matt Nolte.
Yes, that's what a commentary duo. That would be good to be involved with. I honestly haven't watched any of the Thursday Night Thunder events just yet. I probably should, Brett.
Yeah, it's on the Perth Motorplex Facebook page. And sometimes I cross-post it to the UDTV page as well. But yeah, the main page is obviously the Perth Motorplex one. But if you haven't done so already, make sure you head over to their Facebook page, give them a like and a follow. And while you're at it, if you're watching on our Facebook page, again, hit that like and follow button. Did you know? Now we're going to toot the horn here of Ultimate Dirt TV. Did you know that we are the only broadcast company on iRacing on Facebook that has over 10,000? In fact, we've got over 12,000.
Hey, there we go. It doesn't have to stop there, though. Can keep going. Can keep going to 20.
Well, I think
that's a good effort.
I think we're about at least 3,000 ahead of our next competitor.
That's all right. You put the effort in, so certainly credit to you. As we get ready for Heat 5 once again. We'll run through the order. It looks to be a complete restart. Sheridan and Vickers off the front row. John Ruby, Bradley Vickery, Aidan Skrar, Kevin Dampner, Carl Kiglaw, Craig Buchanan. Now just quickly, Mark Montague has put down at his sponsors Brad Pascoe, Marcus Redcliffe and Pauline Hanson. So he should be on a charge.
I was just going to say, please explain.
We'll see what he can do with that. The One Nation machine even. As we get ready to go again in Heat 5, Sheridan and Vickers has been put to the back in the 15 machine. Oh, Sheridan's had contact. Favourite colour of the heat is yellow. Caution's back out.
Yeah, Aiden Skrar also getting put to the rear of the fielders. Take a look here at the replay. The pole sitter, number 98 machine, just got a little bit of a helping hand there by Ruby in that number 3 machine, and unfortunately for the 98 of Bradley Sheridan, finds himself around and facing the wrong way in the middle of turn number 1 and 2, and we will have in fact another complete restart.
Just had confirmation there, Brett. I think the complete restart's been thrown out the window. I think we'll try a single file restart this time by, just to get a few laps on a trot. The real winner so far, though, has definitely been the 65 machine of Bradley Vickery. After starting out of 4th, a few cautions, find himself in 2nd for the restart behind that of Bradley Sheridan. John Ruby there in 3rd after starting in 3rd, so not much of a shaker or mover just yet. But not many racing laps have been put down. As we have a bit of nose to tail action.
And the boys are getting toey right now. We've seen it all night, haven't we? Drivers just constantly hitting other drivers under yellow, and what's happening in on the back stretch? Is there something in the water here at Eldora or what?
If we see another Mr. Plough event, I could lose it. It's as simple as that.
All right,
as we get ready to get back underway. Heading into 1 and 2. Sheridan leads. There's contact with John Ruby in the number 40 car. The 65 is right there as well. Big wreck in turn 3 and 4. We've got one upside down, and that was almost monumental.
Yeah, Kilgore. Man, that was a real chain reaction, and it all stemmed from Ruby driving into the back of Sheridan, and then caused a domino-like effect and flip count. We really should have kept track of the flip count.
Oh, you're joking. I forgot the flip count.
I think, look, personally, I think it's 6.
You'd be close. Let's say we'll go with 6 off of your rough estimations, Brett, and we'll continue from there. And that leads me into how many do you reckon we'll have during the heat? So I'm gonna go with 10. I reckon. I think 11 if the track goes slick as quick as it did last time.
Yeah. Look, I'm not gonna go double digits. I'm gonna stay at 9.
True.
Can we get the virtual tow truck, please, to the entry of pit road on turn 4? We still got a car upside down. Where's the fire crew?
Smoko, I reckon. They're having a breather. There might be a car upside down, but they need a breather, so they've chosen a perfect time for it. Not at all. Kilgore, I should say, in the session chat, saying I need someone to flip me over. He's not wrong.
No, yeah, and unfortunately, and I guarantee it won't be another driver. That's for sure. Tell you what, these street stocks have got some fancy haulers on the infield.
Yeah, they've possibly Mark Montague sponsorship from Pauline Hanson. Big money in the hauler scene. Who knows? But looking to go back green. Hopefully next time by. It's a 65 machine up front of Bradley Vickery. Behind him is John Ruby, who's got hardly any damage, but he's really been involved so far in this one. Hayden Vickers is back up into 3rd. Mark Montague 4th. Your top 5 at the moment. Brock Atkins not doing as much as we might have expected as we go back racing. Bradley Vickery, John Ruby, and Vickers in the middle between Brock Atkins. Oh, Vickers out of shape, in fact. Tags the 8 car, the Perth Motorplex car of Scrar, and Buchanan now gets through. Vickers certainly got issues.
Yeah, keeping an eye on Atkins as well. Brock Atkins in that 0 machine as we got a battle on for the race lead. Have a look at Ruby. He was running the cushion, running the concrete wall in 1 and 2. He'll now dive down low down into turn number 3 and 4. Slide job coming in for the race lead. He will take the lead out of turn number 4, but not for long, because here comes the 65 of Vickery back to the top side of the racetrack. Slider again by Ruby. Crossover by Vickery. Good race for the race lead.
Same can be said back further for the battle for 3rd as Vickery slides up a little bit on the number 1 car, or the 40 car I should say, of John Ruby. And what a pass on the final corner. Vickery will get the win. Ruby will have to settle for 2nd, and Brock Atkins, I said on the last restart he hasn't done too much, but he's capitalised in the final 2 laps to come home 3rd. Vickery, Ruby, Atkins, your top 3 for Heat 5. Now, Heat 6, rolling out on track. Session number 2, rollover count approximately 6. Hopefully it stays like that for a little moment. As we look to the lineup, it's Jacob Burford, Jacob Todd, Michael Brown, Brody Masters off that 2nd row. Thomas Hunter, Kevin Dampier off of 5 and 6. Trent Dew is alongside Warwick Howie. Now this is where it gets good. Warwick Howie out of 8th, Anthony Miley 9th, and Reg Corbett. Now Warwick Howie has drove the Pato Motorsport car for Reg on many occasions, so this will be very interesting to see how they go nose to tail to one another out of 8th and 10th. That's your 10 car lineup for Heat 6. 8 laps will be the journey once again. This one thanks to Australian Engineering and Maintenance Services, of course. They've got years of experience across light and heavy industry as well as the resource sectors. They are your maintenance and reliability professionals. Their team of professionals can assist with CMMS master data, optimising maintenance strategies, creating documentation, improving reliability and consulting. For any more information, visit them at www.aeams.com.au. They bring you this weekend's event and Heat 6, which is on track right now with plenty of big names. But off the front is Jacob Burford and Jacob Todd. The 52 of Michael Brown alongside Brodie Masters. That's your top 4. Keep an eye on Warwick Howie, Reg Corbett from the back as well. It's a packed field as we get ready to go. Jacob Burford gets underway. Gary Burford, I should say. Jacob Todd in second, looks for the early crisscross out of turn 2. Michael Brown's in there as well, as is Thomas Hunter in the 17 machine. 2 wide up front. 1 lap down, 7 to go. It's busy. There's almost contact. Michael Brown almost collected. The 44 just tags onto the race leader. It's busy, Brent.
Yeah, it is. Burford with a big slide job there on Jacob Todd. Interesting stat to come out so far after the first round of heats. The fastest car to turn a lap time is Jacob Todd in the 31 machine. He's the car out in front on the top side of the racetrack. He's been challenged. His best lap time and best lap time overall in the server by nearly a tenth of a second is a 19.776. This time by out of turn number 4. Although they're chopping and changing, they're in the 19.9s at the moment. Oh, he smashes the wall. He's trying to move the concrete wall in turns 1 and 2. I'll give you a hot tip, Jacob. It doesn't move.
Jacob Todd, that driver you just spoke about, he has regained himself after that contact this time last lap. Still your race leader. Then it's back to the 44 of Burford. It's getting busy for the battle for third. Thomas Hunter and Michael Brown. Brown inside, Hunter outside. Brown really squeezes him up into the concrete. Oh, Hunter up on 2 wheels, holds it together. Now he's got company from the 4 car underneath him. Then we go back to Reg Corbett, Warwick Howie, but the battle, the hot pack, is really that one for third.
Yeah, it certainly is. We're in heat race number 6 and have a look where the line is. Where did I say heat race 6 number line's going to be? All around the top. And this is where it's happening right now. But Jacob Todd, once again under fire. There's Todd now. He'll run the slider line down into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Burford now. Burford, he'll throw his own slider down into 3. But no, Todd going to shut the door on him. And he will take back control of the race lead here on the exit of turn number 4.
Plenty happening up front. Todd leads Burford. The battle's back on for third with Michael Brown, Tony Miley, and the green machine of Thomas Hunter. Tony Miley now getting away from Hunter as he looks to the back of Michael Brown. But up front, it's all Jacob Todd. Burford in behind him. I believe this should be the final half, a lap to go in this heat. And if so, Jacob Todd is going to get it done fairly easily. Jacob Todd comes across the line home in first. Second will be Burford. Third across the line. Regained himself pretty well, Michael Brown.
Yes, that indeed he did. Heat number 6 is complete.
Hula Gators Gators is a proudly Australian-owned small business importing and selling top-quality American die-cast models. Hula Gators are authorised Australian dealers from a number of American die-cast companies, including Lionel, Auto World, Acme, GMD, and R&R sprint car models, along with 1RC racing remote control speedway models. Hula Gators proudly support and sponsor all forms of motorsport. Find us at Adelaide International Raceway drag meetings and Murray Bridge and Borderline speedways. For more information, visit hulagator.com.au. Hula Gators, #1 for all American die-cast models for over 20 years.
Hula Gators bring you Heat 7 here on track at the moment. Michael Hazeldine and Josh Keane will be off your front row. Then it's back to Mitchell Blenkiron out of Woodchester. Alongside him is Craig Buchanan. Jeff Ekdow, I should say, out of 5th alongside Mark Montague. Maverick Fisher and Josh Ellis, 7th and 8th. Dale Hallett and the Pizza Techer, number 14 of Jake Armstrong, will be off the back of the pack. Of course, Jake Armstrong finished 2nd there in his earlier heat. That was Heat 2. So it'll be good to see him from the back. Keep an eye on Buchanan and Blenkiron from that middle row as well. But it's all up to Michael Hazeldine starting off the front row. Can he get the jump on Josh Keane?
I reckon Josh will be keen to get a good start.
Oh, no. I wasn't going to use it, Brett.
I was. We've got an issue. It's just rolled over to qualifying.
It has. It's like...
Tell you what, we'll just play a quick game.
Yes. Yeah, just tell us when we're back live. Well, the session rolled over in the iRacing world, but what actually happened was the virtual grader driver has exited the bar and got in the grader and reset the track state just a little bit. So I don't think we'll see that slick effect come on too early compared to the first session, Brett, which will be interesting. It'll probably be helpful for them drivers in the latter heats.
Yeah, well, I think, I'd like to say we're going to have to kick Tony Stewart out of his own backyard, but I don't think that's happening. He's taken the keys to the grader truck and he's just decided that we're going to reset the track, which I believe... Now, I thought I read there 35%. This track doesn't look anywhere near like a 35% racetrack.
The word you're looking for in terms of the track description would be juicy, Brett.
or can we take one from Ryan Harris? Cherry ripe.
Oh, no. Rhino will be loving that. Either way, it's looking good. And the field's set back on track, ready to go once again. We'll go through the order just quickly. Hazeldine and Keane off the front. Blenkiron and Buchanan off that second row. Ekdal and Montague, Maverick Fisher, Josh Ellis, Dale Hallett, and Jake Armstrong will be off the back. An American in here starting out of 5th in Ekdal. So we'll see what he's got for the pack of Aussies. As we get ready to go, it's Hazeldine or Hasseldine and Keane off the front row. There's contact mid-pack and it's going to continue. Craig Buchanan escapes scot-free, although he wallops the concrete. Oh, he's all out of shape. Snakes down the back straightaway. I'd expect a yellow, surely.
Oh, we're going to cart around. And what I'm actually more amazed at is when we're going down into turns 1 and 2, as car's going to check out. Yeah, when we're going down into turns 1 and 2, I'm going to find out which car it was, because I don't mind throwing people under the bus. Jeff Ekdahl was actually coming out of pit road. So
yes,
that was...
I did notice that.
That was a weird one. I think our pit marshal as well. I think he's had a few too many beers with Tony Stewart.
The pit marshal could have got run over by Jeff Ekdale there, if that's the case. Yes, so we'll try it again. I did hear Ekdale talking to stewards as such. So hopefully it's all sorted out and we'll get it back underway very, very shortly. Heat 7, thanks to Australian Engineering and Maintenance Services. Hasseldyne and Keane off the front. As we get ready to go once again, the 51 machine's in his rightful spot. As we get ready to go green. The 48 car leads him into turn 1 and 2. Mitchell Blenkine's right there in the Penrite 25. Then it's back to the 16 machine of Josh Keane. Craig Buchanan's right on his tail as well. As they complete lap number 1, there will be 7 to go this time by. It's Hazeldine out the front. Blenkine is right there in the 25. And that's Maverick Fisher in the Roma windscreens. Bright yellow and black car as there's contact further back between Keane and Armstrong, and throw in Craig Buchanan. You've got yourself a battle for the 3rd position.
Yeah, challenge for the race leaders. Fisher now takes over the race lead out of turn number 4. And you go back and take a look at Blenkind in the 25. He was one of the cars earlier on who was involved in an incident. But look at Hasseldyne in the 48 car. Moving back into 2nd position. 3 wide for 4th, 5th and 6th if you don't mind. 1 by 2 by 3 out of turn number 4. Heavy contact in turns number 1 and 2 there. As the driver's on screen, the 16 of Josh Keane. Well, he's gone backwards. He's got the hazard lights on. He is trying to hold on and survive in position number 6. As well, back up the front, it's still Fisher leading the 48 of Hasseldyne down your back straight away. And then you go back to the 25 of Blenkind back there in 3rd. Nose to tail on the top side of the racetrack.
Fisher still your race leader. Armstrong sitting back in 4th, looking for a way to get closer to the 25 car of Mitch Blenkind. Further back, the battle for 5th is a fairly good one as well, as Josh Keane looks underneath Craig Buchanan. The 51 car of Jeff Ekdeen is in there as well. Buchanan a bit loose out of turn 4. Oh, contact, the 51 car. Round and round and round he goes. Buchanan's in the fence. They all seem to just be holding the foot as hard as they can to the metal. Oh, big crash in turn 3 now. They hold it together and the yellows have finally come on. There was cars going left, right, concrete and centre.
So we just had 2 lots of pretty much 4 car battles for the first 4 and then for 5th through to 8. This track at the moment is still fairly racy, and although we are, we're seeing a cushion already pretty much. Although you're looking at what it is now, I don't think it's changed at all too much from what we've seen after the first round of heats.
Definitely hasn't gone as slick as quick as previous heats, as there's a message sent and a message received on track there. But it definitely hasn't gone as slick, I wouldn't have thought. I thought it was quite... The lines were really starting to come on by Heat 8 last session, Brett. So, something a bit different.
Yeah, it's certainly held a lot more moisture in the track than what we've seen in Group Number 1 server, as field is single file at the moment. Looking for a start potentially next time by out of turn number 4. Race control just making sure everybody is in their correct starting positions, and Lyle Fisher in that 25 machine. Oh, sorry, 35 machine. I think that is on the side of that car. Oh no, he's got 29.
Another bit of confusion with the Fisher car too. It might be the registered account as Lyle Fisher in the lineup. It's Maverick Fisher. So either way, whoever's at the wheel is doing a nice sturdy job here, as I think, Brett, we're going to a green-white checker. Hold on.
Hold on, that might be the two best words that we've ever said tonight. Here we go, green flag is out. 2 circuits, a mile to run for Fisher. Leading Hasseldine in second, then the battle is on for third and fourth. Blenkind and Jake Armstrong in the 14. Little mistake there from Armstrong out of turn number 2. White flag is out, Kai.
Fisher, your race leader. Then it's back to the 48 machine of Hazeldine or Hasseldine, whichever one you'd rather say. Blenkind back in third. Fourth is that of Armstrong, and Craig Buchanan is in that 5th spot, and that's going to be your top 5 as they come out of turn 4 for the final time in Heat 7. Fisher gets the win. Second will be that of Hazeldine. And third across the line, Mitch Blenkind. He'll be pretty happy with that, the Repco worker. That was Heat 7. Heat 8 will be just as great when it comes in just a short moment.
Blanks Automotive and Performance, your local car service mechanic in Murray Bridge, South Australia, takes great pride in offering our clients the very best in car servicing and automotive repairs. Services at Blanks Automotive include logbook servicing to all makes and models, and all mechanical repairs, using the highest quality engine management systems and computer diagnostic equipment in Murray Bridge. Blanks Auto can also service your new car without affecting your new car warranty. Book a repair now or call us for a free car service estimate. www.blanksautomotive.repcoservice.net.
Heat 8 out on track. With Heat 8, we must thank Nate at MVP hosted events, of course, putting this show on. Doing a good job. I'm sure he's sweating under the collar though. There's plenty going on behind the scenes as we get ready for this one, thanks to Blanks Automotive and Performance. I'm sure a proud sponsor of tonight's online e-racing, of course, the Australia e-racing Eldora Dirt 250 to win show, thanks to Australian Engineering and Maintenance Services. Your lineup looks like this: Anthony Gaunt and Carl Kilgore, I should say, off the front row. Brad Vickery and Jacob Crocker. Then it's back to Matthew Redcliffe, TJ Pollard, Nick Larracombe, Matt McClure, Nicholas Tapley and Sean Stevens, an earlier hard charger in his heat, will be starting out a 10th in this one.
How many puns do you reckon we can come up with for the rest of the night? We've got 8 heats to go.
Too many. Too many. We'll get in trouble.
Well, let's just hope Jacob doesn't have a Barry Crocker on this start.
Oh, no. I'll leave you with it.
I'll leave you stranded. Try and get one per heat. One per heat.
We're going to have death threats coming through possibly from the pun haters as we get ready for Heat 8. Anthony Gaunt is going to lead him to the green. Alongside him, Carl Kilgore, as they go. The 65 of Brad Vickery looks to the inside. Redcliffe's there as well. 4 wide, nothing unusual in street stocks, I can tell you that much, whether it be online or real life, as they head down the back straight into turn 3 and 4. Vickery up top. Although dropping back now, your early race leader looks to be that. Oh no, there's cars in the fence. About the whole line that was running up the top side managed to get the concrete. We got trouble. Redcliffe's involved and whack into the fence. I think that was Nicholas Tapley in that 84 car. It sure was. Car still stopped on the back straight. Expect a caution.
Yeah, that was Gaunt there on the back straight. He just had a bit of a helping hand by Vickery in the 65 machine. And unfortunately, we had one car facing the inside concrete wall in turns number 3 and 4. Turn number 3, I should say. But, man, I tell you what, these drivers, no matter what track conditions you serve up to them, they are not afraid to go 3 and 4 wide.
It's always good to keep the panel suppliers in business, Brett.
I've got to say, none of that. You've got to keep the concrete supplier in business too, because how many times have these drivers attempted to knock down the wall, especially in 1 and 2? It's a lot worse in 1 and 2 than what it is in 3 and 4.
Yeah, I think there'd be more chips in a poker table out of that wall in turn 1 and 2 from what we've seen tonight, and bonus points to anyone else that rides it for the rest of the night.
You might get bonus points from us, but you might get deducted points from race control.
I didn't mean as in the wall riding we don't like to see. I'm talking full Herbie, Brett. That's where it's at. And then hopefully a rollover for the rollover count.
just keep it under 10, we'll be right.
As we look to go back racing next time by, race leader is Carl Kilgore in the 32 machine. Brad Vickery second. Matthew Redcliffe third. Jacob Crocker fourth. Nick Tapley fifth. That's your top 5. About half race distance to go in this one. As they head through turn 1 and 2 for the first time. Fairly evenly spread out so far as they complete the first lap after the restart, but up front Matthew Redcliffe is there in third. He's got a tap. Tapley makes it a certain spin. Well done to Matthew Redcliffe for making it get back underway as quickly as he could. Race leader though, Carl Kilgore, is out by a country mile.
He's certainly got that number 32 machine hooked up on a dime on the top side of the racetrack. Tell you what, Brad Vickery back there in second as well. He's had a good second heat race here in the second round of heats. He got a win in his first one, and now looking to get a second place and try and maximise the points here, because you need to be inside the top 60 points coming into tomorrow night. If you're not, well, pack it up and go home. As right now, it is Croker on the outside. It's holding off Sean Stevens in the 26 machine. Then you go back to Lacrom, or Larkham, sorry, in the 59 machine. Back there, rounding out your top 5.
Oh, the 26 of Sean Stevens is into the fence further back. He's in a battle with Jacob Crocker for third. The top two have spread right out. As Crocker still in third. And it's back to Sean Stevens. TJ Pollard and a few, including Anthony Tapley further back. This one coming to a close. Probably the most tame heat we've had so far all night. In fact, it definitely would be. As Carl Kilgore comes across the line. And a very, very easy win for him there.
Yeah, that made it too easy there. Once he got open air, clear track, and was able just to focus on hitting his marks, and well, his best lap time, a 19.820. We go back just prior to Tony Stewart bringing out the grader. The quickest lap time was a 19.7 something as well. So, yeah, the times are coming close, but when we look at the drivers so far over the last couple of heats, their times, Car Kilgore has got them covered by nearly a quarter of a second.
Blanks Automotive and Performance, your local car service mechanic in Murray Bridge, South Australia. takes great pride in offering our clients the very best in car servicing and automotive repairs. Services at Blanks Automotive include logbook servicing to all makes and models, and all mechanical repairs, using the highest quality engine management systems and computer diagnostic equipment in Murray Bridge. Blanks Auto can also service your new car without affecting your new car warranty. Book a repair now or call us for a free car service estimate. www.blanksautomotive.repcoservice.net.
Heat 9 is going to be looking fine. It's thanks to Scotty's RC, and we must of course thank young Nate, who stepped up to the plate at MVP hosted to host this event, and again thanks to you, Brett, and Ultimate Dirt TV for the live stream. Your lineup for Heat 9 is Brock. Oh, this is a lineup for Heat 9. Brock Atkins and Mitchell Parmenter off the front row, Wade Baker and Jamie Oldfield off the second row, Ben Fayer and Braden Sims. Then we go back to Justin Paul, Hayden Vickers, and Aidan Skrar and Bradley Sheridan off the back.
Can I just say, I reckon there's a 19.6 in this track right now. 19.6 or 19.7, and the person that's going to do it, Brock Atkins.
Or Parmenter. Either way, there's certainly the drivers on track to be able to do it. You certainly got that right. As we get ready to go green, Atkins and Parmenter, get the focus straight onto them. Hopefully some can run with them. Either way, there's going to be a mad battle in this one. Parmenter straight to the bottom. Brock Atkins up around the top of pole. We've got contact further back. Luckily they got out of it as Atkins looks back to the inside of Parmenter. Parmenter running the boards. Looks for the crisscross underneath Atkins. Oh, we've got one almost over at the back. Looks like they held it all together. No, I lied. I have definitely lied, Brett. There's trouble on the back straight.
Alright, let's look here. See who it is. Braden Sims in the number 13 cars. Okay, now we're going to slowly start to bring these cars to a halt. Let's take a look at the replay. Close, but staying on all fours, so...
Hopefully not too much damage either.
No, Atkins and Pimenta. Man, what a lap and a half to 2 laps that was for those two drivers. The way they go, I wouldn't be surprised if we see that for the rest of the heat race. And young Hayden Vickers has really charged off the start, coming from 8th, and he finds himself in 3rd. Baker's still there as well, so they might even have a part to play in that battle, which is certainly going to form. As we sort the field out just a little more, we'll go green next time by. Braden Sims probably not one to discount either, Brett. Yeah, I mean, we really can't really discount anyone out. I mean, anyone sort of on their given night, as long as they've got the luck and the car speed, anybody
and the
can...
setup from Brett.
That's not for another 10 or 12 hours. You gotta let me get some sleep first, alright?
We get back underway. Brock Atkins, it was a fairly messy start between 2nd and 3rd around them spots on the racetrack. Atkins gains about 4 car lengths straight away as he just tags the fence out of turn 2. Parmenter still in 2nd, then it's back to Hayden Vickers, who has an early look there the inside in turn 3 and 4. Makes a little bit of ground up, but nothing really in the midst of things on the back of the 69 machine. As Skrar now back in the pack underneath Braden Sims has a look. I reckon that battle we were talking about might actually be forming for about 3rd position.
Now I'll tell you what, Baker, he is in fact in 4th position right now, 4th, 5th and 6th on screen. Baker, Sims, and here comes Scrar to the inside, looking for the double slide job, and he clears it. Oh, Sims, Baker up on two wheels. A little bit of a wheel stand from a dirt street stock here in Eldora.
You've seen it here first. It might have been not from the horsepower, but in fact the wallop with the concrete, but it happened. You're top 6 now after all of that. Fairly spread out. In fact, the whole field is. Session 2 have really got it down packed. Back further in the pack is Justin Paul and the rest of them. But up front, at the moment, is still Brock Atkins. Second is Parmenter. Then it's back to Vickers. Aidan Scrar right behind him. We then go back to Braden Sims and Wade Baker. That battle for third is probably the closest two cars on track. That's Hayden Vickers third and Aidan Scrar fourth in the number 8 car. The Perth Motorplex machine goes for the slider. He pulls it off, but not for long as Hayden Vickers pulls out the crisscross, puts the power down and takes third back. And oh, here we go again, Brett.
Oh, Scrar not wasting any time in throwing the double slide job at both ends of the racetrack. But it is Hayden Vickers, too good in the end, will get third. Your winner was Brock Atkins, and he ended up turning a 19.879 in the mix of all that. Mitchell Pimenta home in second. His best lap, a 20.081. So still still about a quarter of a second off the pace of Car Kilgore, who only just happened, what would be, I think, Heat 8, I think it was.
Yes. After starting out a second in Heat 8, of course, Kilgore got the win, but he was definitely on the move. As that was Heat 9. Final round of heats for Session 2 on Night 1. Thanks to Australian Engineering and Maintenance Services. We'll be back in a short moment.
Mini Motorsport Doors, the leading edge in motorsport memorabilia. Provides replica race car doors for your team and your favourite drivers. With sponsor recognition, event trophy opportunities, or even just a gift, we have all your needs covered. We are now available for your orders. Just contact our Facebook or Instagram page for more details on our competitive pricing and orders to suit your every need.
Thanks to Mini Motorsport Doors. Find them on Facebook for all your man cave needs. Heat 10, we'll see Jaden Noon Trelaw off the front alongside Blake Depinet. Ben Fayer and Gordon Madolo are on your second row. 5th and 6th is John Ruby and Neville Wolf. Isaac Arnold and Tyler Bish will be out of 7th and 8th. Two drivers to look from the back of the field, but it doesn't stop there. Andy Maxwell Jr. starting out a 9th, Kurt Millwood 10th, and Kenneth Mankey 11th. Another busy event about to run. Heat 10 rolling out on track. Again, thanks to Mini Motorsport Doors.
So this is the last heat of round 2 heats. We've still got, after this one, 5 more heats to come. Heats 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. And then it's a nervous wait for some of the drivers to see if they finished inside the top 60 in points after their 3 rounds of heats. Here we go, green flag set to flag. Heat race number 10, Kai.
Noon Trelaw and Definite off your front row as we get ready to go. Heading into turn 1, the number 30 car of Noon. Oh, there's contact in the back. Whack! Andy Maxwell Jr., the unlucky one. As we go yellow, another little wheel stand there down the back straight with a helping hand from the concrete, but the caution lights are out.
Is there a common denominator here? Lap 1 turn 1 and 2, somebody gets turned.
I was actually going to say, Brett, we should actually just reformat the heats so we go green and then throw yellow. But no, I'm sure they'll sort it out soon enough. Although the racing is certainly tidied up as we've gone along. A good event to be viewing either way. Quick on the restarts. There's a car slowing in the field. It's a 39 car, possibly being sent straight to the back of the bus.
Correct. Gordon Madolo, I think that's how you pronounce it. No idea, but that's what I'm going to go with.
As we get ready for green once again, here in Heat 10. Noon Trelaw and Depanet. I hope I'm saying that the right way. I believe he's another one of the USA drivers.
Might be Depanet.
Depanet. A bit of suave to the end of it. Yes?
Yes, I'm pretty sure it's Depanet. But look, I'm sure he'll correct us if we're wrong.
Well, he's out of New Regal in the USA, so if he can contact us, good on him. As we go back underway. Depanet on the outside of Noon Trelaw. They're getting busy further back. Watch for Tyler Bish to try and run the 41 up around the top. Andy Maxwell Jr.'s in there as well. He's right in the midst of things though at the moment as Noon Trelaw running down a lot lower line than the rest of the field, but still leading this one early on.
Depanet and Bish working to the cushion down through turn number 1 and 2. I'll get to the cushion out of turn 2. Depanet gets into the wall. Bish follows him and now has to take a move down into turn number 3 and 4. He'll put the slider on Depanet.
Oh!
Half spun the car, and all cars got back going again, facing the right way. But I think we are under yellow flag conditions.
Yeah, I think you'll find even before that entry to turn 3 down the back straight, Andy Maxwell Jr. for the second time in this heat got his nose cut off and spun on the back straight. So caution light was coming out no matter what.
Alright, so Depanet might have had a bit of stroke of fortune just there. If the yellow was called before he was already half spun the car in 3 and 4, so he'll look like he will get his spot back in second position. You done much iRacing?
I have, Brett. I was in the wave of real life speedway people. In fact, more so probably the Speedway Sedan people that went out and bought the PT for the first Speedway Australia affiliated race. So a little bit. You know, I'm happy with the top 10 finish when we go out there, or a finish. A finish is always good.
A finish is best.
So probably not as much as you, Brett, at all.
Favourite car, favourite track on iRacing?
Look, as a sedan man in the real world, I'm going to throw in, I don't mind the midgets on here, especially around, maybe not Lernerville, because when someone says it'll hold you, they're lying.
100% they are lying.
You know, with all the practice for the MVP hosted event this week, the street stock, dirt street stocks, obviously, and you know, Eldora, she turns up all right.
We'll have to get you sorted for tomorrow. Get you sorted for later on as we go back to green flag action here. Heat number 10, the final heat of the second round of heat races here at the Eldora Speedway. It is a 30 machine of Noon Trelaw out in front, followed by Depanet, and then Tyler Bish. Look at him, Robin door panel showing some right side, fender panel loving, turns 3 and 4.
Kurt Millwood up in the fence in the 23 car with the 43. Meanwhile, back up front, Noon Trelaw has done a really nice job out in front, to hold the lead. While Depanet, Scott, well, we'll get to that in a moment. While Depanet and Bish are battling for second. I think that was Depanet up in the concrete as Bish looks back to the inside, won't get the run. Andy Maxwell Jr. there in 4th. And then we go back to 5th. as Neutral is still out in front.
Well, we'll see what Bish can do here on Depone. Depone all over the shop on the top side of the racetrack. Bish has now tried to cut it down low. Out on turn number 2, Depone into Bish. They both keep it going. Bish now slides up to the cushion. And here is Tyler Bish's chance to get a run on Neutral Law. Laps are winding down here at heat race number 10.
As Bish looks to the outside, although I believe that'll be the end of the race. So it'll be Neutral Law in front of Tyler Bish. And then our American competitor of Blake Depone. Now, brilliant driving there from Tyler Bish and Depone, Brett. I'll say, look, I don't like to blow up my own rubber boat, but I think that would be one of my strong points in the iRacing scene, the wreck avoidance. And between Depone and Bish there, to not make that a mess when they come together was a brilliant piece of driving.
100%. It's all about looking forward. You got to drive for yourself, but you've got to drive for the other people as well. You've got to be able to read what they're doing. Alright, we'll take a quick break. Heat number 10 is complete. The third and final round of heat racing action to come here live from the virtual Eldora Speedway.
Hula Gators is a proudly Australian-owned small business importing and selling top-quality American diecast models. Hula Gators are authorised Australian dealers from a number of American diecast companies, including Lionel, Auto World, Acme, GMP, and R&R sprint car models, along with 1RC racing remote control speedway models. Hula Gators proudly support and sponsor all forms of motorsport. Find us at Adelaide International Raceway drag meetings and Murray Bridge and Borderline speedways. For more information, visit hulagator.com.au. Hula Gators, #1 for all American diecast models for over 20 years.
The weekend's event brought to you by MVP hosted, Ultimate Dirt TV, and of course Australian Engineering and Maintenance Services, of course specialising in CMMS master data, optimising maintenance strategies, creating documentation, improving reliability and consulting. Find them at www.aeams.com.au. Heat 11 out on track, it's Trent Dew and Anthony Milley, another American driver. Starting out a second, Jacob Crocker, Braden Sims, your second row, Reg Corbett, Charging Reg out of fifth alongside Brock Atkins, Josh Ellis, Blake Depone out on track again, Brendan Pooley, there's a lot of Americans in this one, and Brad Vickery off the back. Heat 11, 10 cars, 8 laps is go.
Green flag is out and the 17 of Trent 2 going 3 wide. Oh no, we got car around. That is the 4 machine of Tony Milley. We've also got another car slowing there on the exit, and that is Blake Depone, who we just seen in heat race number 10. Cars slowing up here in turns 3 and 4. Yellow flag being called. Driver still in the gas, and well, Trent Dew nearly spun himself out there under yellow flag. So going to be a complete restart. And again, deja vu coming out for heat number 11 here of 15 heats. This is group number 2, server 2, and the top 60 in points. They will move into tomorrow night's final event, where it'll be run another round of heat races on the Sunday night. And just looking at the format, about 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time is roughly when heat number 1 will be rolling off. Heat 2 at around 20 to 8, quarter to 8 for heat number 3. We're looking at around 5 to 8 o'clock for heats number 4 and 5. And then, of course, the B main number 1 and B main number 2. You're looking at around, hopefully quarter past 8 and about 30 or 25 to 9. And then we're looking at around a 9 o'clock start time. In fact, those are all Australian Central Time, so add half hour onto that, half hour onto those ones. Here we go, green flag back out onto the racetrack here. Heat number 11 of 15, server number 2. Last opportunity for these drivers to bank some valuable points. Car! Oh, that is the 11 of Corbett, an early heat race winner in the night here, and the cars, well, they're slowing up here on the exit of turn number 4 once again, so a couple of quick early yellows here in heat race number 11 of 15. So again, we will stack the field back up into rows of 2 by 2, or this time we might even be going single file to restart heat race number 11. Including this one, there is 5 heat races left. Hope that you are enjoying the show here on Ultimate Dirt TV. We are live across Facebook and YouTube, so if you haven't done so already, if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It is free. If you're watching on Facebook and you've got some friends and family that may want to watch, or if you're just getting ready to go to bed, I envy you, because I can't wait for my head to hit the pillow. I've still got 3 heats to come. Don't forget to like, shares and follows on Facebook, as we are set once again, heat race number 11. The restart is in effect, and here we go. Trent doing the number 17 car. He's got a second, make that a third shot at this one. We'll go down into 1 and 2. Marley gets a slider there from the 15 of Jacob Croker. And here comes Marley in the 4 machine. Looks to the middle of the racetrack. Croker trying to slide to the cushion. Keep an eye on Brock Atkins in that 0 machine. He's back there in 5th. Oh no! There was a car that blinked out and caught your race leader. Oh boy, it is on. There is some big carnage in 1 and 2. Yellow back out, and how about Corbett? He is gone to the front, and Trent Dew, I believe, was that car that blinked out, so that caused a whole chain reaction. And clearly, well, he doesn't see that the yellow flag is out, because now he'll be told from race control, settle it down, slow it up, and let's get this field back into running order. Welcome back.
Thank you. Look, I walked into the room and had somewhat of a smoko there, and I tell you what, Trent Dew, probably the worst possible time to have a lag moment.
Let's hope he doesn't do that again. I told you, one for heat race.
As we get ready to do it all again.
I don't know if you were trying to throw a putt out, but
Atkins! Oh, roll over count! Oh, not quite! Oh,
yeah,
yes it is!
There it is. There's number 7. And it's
Sims has had the unfortunate, but such a delightful moment.
Isn't there
7, you reckon?
Yes, 7. Isn't there a scrap metal joint called Sims Metal?
There is.
You think he's going there right now?
Yeah, well, it's probably his only option.
This should be start number 4.
I think there's only going to be about 3. No, we might have declared it. I think you'll find we've declared it.
Tough
So
track conditions.
Yes, that one has been declared. So the winner...
I wouldn't even attempt to find that one out. Well, the beauty for you is you've got race control in your back pocket.
Yeah, I'll have to check in later on. Hang on, give me a moment.
Tell you what, while you do that, we'll take a short break here and we'll get set for heat race number 12 on the other side of this.
Hula Gators is a proudly Australian-owned small business importing and selling top-quality American die-cast models. Hula Gators are authorised Australian dealers from a number of American die-cast companies, including Lionel, Auto World, Acme, GMP, and R&R sprint car models, along with 1RC racing remote control speedway models. Hula Gators proudly support and sponsor all forms of motorsport. Find us at Adelaide International Raceway drag meetings and Murray Bridge and Borderline speedways. For more information, visit hulagator.com.au. Hula Gators, number one for all American die-cast models for over 20 years.
Results from an eventful Heat 11. It was a USA win. Trent Milley getting the win. Anthony Milley, I should say. Crocker second. And Sims was home in third as we look forward to Heat 12 with Tyler Bish and Nicholas Tapley off the front row. Craig Buchanan, Maverick Fisher, Kenneth Mankey, Jacob Burford, Matt McClure, Jacob Todd, Thomas Hunter and Ben Fayer. That's your line-up for Heat 12. This one thanks to Hula Gators, your Speedway merchandise specialist. As we get ready to go, keep an eye on a fair few drivers in this one. Tapley, Buchanan, Fisher, the 41 as well of Tyler Bish as we get underway. They're 4 wide just like that. Oh, Craig Buchanan's got a little tail happy. Managed to keep it together, although McClure gets on the slick, puts the foot down a little bit too hard, way out of shape and straight to the back. Early race leader is that of Anthony Tapley. Bish is right there, then it's back to Fisher as Buchanan and the 44 machine are at the back. Up front though, there's contact. Tapley's up in the fence. Bish gets a helping hand as well, but we've made it through so far.
Well, look at 3 of the 4 drivers all on the top side and they're nose to tail. They're not giving that yellow entry of Fisher a chance to get up to the top side. If he does, it's either going to have to slide 3 cars in one, which will never ever happen in a dirt street stock around Eldora, or he'll just have to line up in full position and wait for the mistake and wait for the gap to open up. Nicholas Tapley continues to lead here after about, I think that is lap 3.
41 of Bish slides up against Tapley. Underneath him is Jacob Todd. Look out! The 41 of Bish gets tagged, goes around. We'll go yellow, and that will be an interesting decision for the others in the room to make.
I think the last couple that we've seen, the driver that's come down the racetrack has been given the EOL. So, but again, not a call I would like to make. And look at that, right on cue, Nicholas Tapley pulls to the inside, as looks like Tyler Bish will get his spot back up at the front of the field.
Quick on the call, well done. As Jacob Todd sitting there in second behind Tyler Bish. Now I believe there's a bit of a team out of the USA going on here. I forgot the name of it, but William Hargraves, Jacob Todd, Grayson Wells and Carl Kilgore are all part of the Dirt Panda race team out of Greenville in the USA. So hopefully we've got some watching from there. Your driver at the moment, Jacob Todd, sitting in second behind Tyler Bish, in front of Fisher as we get back underway. Fisher there in third. Then it's back to Burford. Thomas Hunter rounds out your top 5. Back in the field is Tapley and Buchanan. As we get back underway, Brett, the track really starting to rail the fence now.
Yeah, that cushion is starting to build more and more. It's certainly climbing up on the white concrete wall. You can see it's the cushion and the clay that has got on the wall there around this half mile. You can't really spell the Eldora sign. You take a look, it's halfway up on all the way around the spelling of the Eldora especially, and you see it about 3 or 4 times, like just there at turn number 2, it's almost up on the top of the concrete, as right now Tyler Bish has got a whole lot of mirrorful of Jacob Todd. He'll look for the slider down into turn number 3, but no, Tyler Bish back to the outside, back to the race lead.
Todd will have another look, although I think that possibly was a checker. It sure was. The nod coming over the back as Tyler Bish sneaks in a few victory donuts, because he is your winner.
That was poor for a victory donut. That wasn't even hard. That wasn't even a full donut.
A victory stall there from Tyler Bish then. Second was that of Jacob Todd. Then it's back to Fisher to round out your top 3 for Heat 12. Lucky for some, who knows for others. It's Heat 13 up next.
Blanks Automotive and Performance, your local car service mechanic in Murray Bridge, South Australia, takes great pride in offering our clients the very best in car servicing and automotive repairs. Services at Blanks Automotive include logbook servicing to all makes and models, and all mechanical repairs, using the highest quality engine management systems and computer diagnostic equipment in Murray Bridge. Blanks Auto can also service your new car without affecting your new car warranty. Book a repair now or call us for a free car service estimate. www.blanksautomotive.repcoservice.net.
Your local Repco authorised dealer in Murray Bridge and surrounding regions, Blanks Automotive and Performance, brings you Heat 13. Your lineup looks like this: Nick Larracombe alongside Kurt Millwood, that's your front row. We then go back to Gordon Madolo, Kevin Dampier, Sean Stevens, who's been in the thick of it all night, starts out a 5th alongside Anthony Gaunt. Hayden Vickers, look at this from the back. 4 drivers to keep an eye on from the back. Hayden Vickers and Carl Kilgore, part of that Dirt Panda team. And off the back row, Matthew Redcliffe and Mitchell Blenkiron. That's your 10 drivers for the Heat 13 lineup. As we're going to go green next time by. It's Nick Larracombe and Kurt Millwood off the front. Who's going to get the jump? Let's find out, shall we? As we get back underway. Good start from Sean Stevens. Looks to the inside of the 39 early. Tries to run that bottom line. He'd be feathering the throttle. Out of trouble. Look out. Crunch. Redcliffe almost adds to the rollover count, but in fact he's just made it a Kitchener bun on top of the Kurt Millwood car. We go yellow. Out of turn 1 on lap 1 again.
I would be interested to see the stat on how many times we have gone yellow inside the first lap on all these heat races.
Yeah.
Let's play overs and unders. I'll give you 18, over or under.
No, I think you'll find it'd be under that. It'd be about 14, I reckon. So, look, we can't keep up with a rollover count. What are we going to try and keep up with a caution count? Oh. Anyway, we're going to try it all again. very, very quickly. Might even go green this time by. No, I lied. That's alright.
It's not lying. It's just called getting the crowd they're anticipated for the action.
Or killing the vibe, either or. Okay, this time by, it looks as if there's a car heading to the back of the field. Kurt Millwood, though, after getting into trouble, finds himself off the front row again with Nick Larracombe behind them, Kevin Dampier and Gordon Madolo. Sean Stevens in there as well. As we get back underway for Heat 13. Take 2. Sean Stevens looks for that lower line straight away. Will they all make it through 1? Yes. 2. Maybe. There's a very crossed up car. It's number 3 and he's got contact with Matthew Redcliffe. Into turn 3 and 4 this time. Sean Stevens is on the charge. 3 wide for the race lead. It's Vickers down the bottom. Stevens up top. And the 59 trouble. Look out! How did they all make it out? No, they didn't. That's why the cautions will be on once again.
Just when I thought we were going to get there. The yellow flag comes out. I'll tell you what, Carl Kilgore, did you not say he started near the back of the bus in the final 2 rows?
I think you'll find Carl Kilgore was actually, you've pointed out something very, very important here early on, Brett. I'll just scroll through the drivers. I'm going the wrong way. Hayden Vickers and Carl Kilgore, who will be restarting this off the front 2 spots, started alongside each other in 7th and 8th out of 10 cars. So if that's not the movers and shakers report, I don't know what is.
Tell you what, Sean Stevens in that 26 machine coming back up to split this pair, so he'll restart 2nd. But I'll tell you what, if Kilgore can get by and dispose of Stevens quickly, I want to see this race because, as I said, going since the track rolled over into the qualifying session, not the practice session, Kilgore has had the fastest lap on this racetrack since qualifying.
Yeah, don't forget, Kilgore won Heat 8. That would have been that heat where he set that lap time. And another thing is Hayden Vickers finishing 3rd the heat after in Heat 9. So the cream rising to the top here in Heat 13, although it's a fairly packed field as we get back underway. Vickers, your race leader. Sean Stevens is 2nd. Then we go back to that man we were talking about, Carl Kilgore. Anthony Gawn back in the field. There's contact with Gawn and Kurt Millwood. Millwood sent up into the fence, and Matthew Redcliffe's going to have a dive as well. As we go back up front, Kilgore looks in front of Sean Stevens. Brilliant pass as Stevens looks for the crisscross into turn 3 and 4. Vickers is going to get hooked, lined and sinking into this one as well, I think. Battle on up front for your lead position. Battle's on for 4th as well. This is a good heat race now that we've got it moving.
Oh, Kilgore into the wall there in turns 1 and 2. Lost a little bit of momentum, not so much on the ground either. So he'll get into the wall in turns 3 and 4 again. He'll come off the cushion, get to the inside on Vickers. No. And here he goes. Kilgore down into turn 1 and 2. Look for the textbook slide job. Here comes Vickers. Cross back underneath Kilgore. Into the wall. Can Vickers get to the top side? As yellow is out. Boy, oh boy, Vickers and Kilgore putting on a show here in heat race number 13.
Yes, while you were calling that action there, Brett, I was watching Matthew Redcliffe and Anthony Gawn get it all very, very, very wrong out of turn 4. They managed to... message sent, message received on the roll-around lap as well, but they managed to get it all very wrong and come together and bring the caution out, which ruined that brilliant race up front.
Happy Sunday. Or not yet for you.
I see what you're talking about. I've got my computer set half an hour further than SA time. In fact, I think you'll find the American races in the server, it's about 5:30 in the morning over there, well, probably more so, 6:30 to 7 o'clock in the morning. They had to get up at about 4:30.
I tell you right now, eastern side of America, 6 o'clock in the morning. 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 6 o'clock in the mor it'll be 10 past 10 in the morning. Central time
right.
in America will be 9:10 in the morning. Looks like that heat has just been declared.
Yes. I'll get the heat 1, 2 and 3 of heat 13 right after the short break. Heat 14 rolling out on track. This one thanks to Scotty's RC as we get ready to get the second to last heat done and dusted for the night if you're in this side of the country. It's going to be Justin Paul and Aidan Scrar, Brody Masters, TJ Pollard, Brad Sheridan, Michael Hazeldine. The Wyala racer of Andy Maxwell Jr. will be starting alongside Josh Keane out of 7th and 8th. And more good drivers in this one. John Ruby and Wade Baker, that's your 9 and 10. As we get ready to go. A packed field for Heat 14, this one. Again, thanks to Scotty's RC and Australian Engineering and Maintenance Services. Justin Paul and Aidan Scrar about to let loose their final chance of the night to gain $10 as a heat winner. This field is as spread out as buggery when it comes to the start, but it's even enough. Brody Masters and we've got a car very sideways in the back of the field. He manages to hold it together. The early race leader is that though of Aidan Scrar in the Perth Motorplex car. Second, 1 lap down, is that of Andy Maxwell Jr. I heard a crunch further back in the field. I think we've got T Rubble.
Hasseldine in the 48 car. I was just going to say, just as we got 1 lap in, I thought I was daring to dream. We got a lap in without a yellow.
You dreamt wrong.
Now look, I'm going to give it to these guys just for the simple fact that everybody had crossed the line, and by the time that Hasseldine in the 48 car was spun around, he was actually in turn 1. So technicality tells me that we got 1 lap in.
Possibly about the first heat in about a row of 5 since we haven't had a caution out of turn 1. As we get ready to go once again, Aidan Scrar will be ready to go once the greens come on. And it won't be this time, it'll be next time by. Looks as if John Ruby's fairly keen to get back underway, pushing the 132 car of Andy Maxwell along. Brody Masters is behind them. Then it's Brad Sheridan in the 98 car. Got a new dog to the household last week, did Brad Sheridan. They named it George, Brett, if you wanted to know that random information.
You know what? I'm going to go to sleep. A happy man knowing that.
As we get back underway, it's Aidan Scrar who leads them into turn 1 and 2. Big dive early on from John Ruby on Andy Mayo. We got trouble further back. The 45 car of Brody Masters into the side of Brad Sheridan. They managed to hold it together though. I sure did not think that was going to be the outcome, as they continue to race for about the 4th position on track as Brody Masters goes round in a big old circle all on his own. Gets it back underway, but I think you'll find we gonna go yellow. No, we're not. We're gonna stay green. So well done, Brody Masters. Oh, TJ Pollard up and over on the back straightaway. We've got another one up and over, Brady. Just got out of turn 2, climbed the wall and went over.
Alright, well, we're going to try and get a replay of that one. Sure, not a single car flip. Oh, it was.
We've gone yellow, and I tell you what, I reckon he was all on his own.
Can confirm 100% that car went all on his own.
Oh, there's the onboard. Look at that. Just climbs, and that's where he thinks, oh, I've done myself a mischief.
Yes, we got plenty of onboard cameras. We got plenty. So happy that the old GoPros stick here on the virtual side of things. No matter where you set a camera, if it goes upside down, oh, that's not a good one because it just dug into the ground then. Yeah, I like that onboard shot there.
He was fairly busy. He was trying to get it back on the ground even though he's upside down. But he's out of this one. As we get back underway, it's Aidan Scrah who leads John Ruby and Maxwell Jr. They cannot get away from each other in this one. Ruby's into the fence. I thought he was going to climb the wall as well. As Maxwell Jr. looks back to the back of Ruby. Can't get a run though. In fact, Maxwell Jr. is going to have company very shortly from the pack behind him.
Was that
Aidan
down
Scrah.
7 or 8 on that last flip? Was it 7?
That was a prox count of 8.
Okay, alright, so just need one more to flip and we'll be good.
As Aidan Scrah comes across the line, gets the win in Heat 14. Makes it 2 from his last start, I think. Well, 2 top 3s. So it'll be Aidan Scrah, John Ruby, and Andy Maxwell Jr. getting your top 3 positions in Heat 14.
Mini Motorsport Doors, the leading edge in motorsport memorabilia. Provides replica race car doors for your team and your favourite drivers. With sponsor recognition, event trophy opportunities, or even just a gift, we have all your needs covered. We are now available for your orders. Just contact our Facebook or Instagram page for more details on our competitive pricing and orders to suit your every need.
Mini Motorsport Doors brings you Heat 15, the final heat of Session 2, the final heat of the night, the final heat of Night 1 for the weekend. Be sure to join us tomorrow again on Ultimate Dirt TV for the Australia E-Racing Eldora Dirt 250 to win show. Thanks, of course, to Australian Engineering and Maintenance Services. Of course, they've got years of experience across light and heavy industry, as well as the resource sectors. They are your maintenance and reliability professionals. Their team of professionals can assist with CMMS master data, that's computerized maintenance management systems, optimizing maintenance strategies, creating documentation, improving reliability, and consulting. So whether fixed plant, mobile, or infrastructure, Australian Engineering and Maintenance Service can assist. Contact them at www.aeams.com.au. We thank you for the Night 1 racing that we've seen here on Ultimate Dirt TV. And of course, thanks to MVP Hosted for putting this one on. And Heat 15, the final run of the night, Mark Montague and Isaac Arnold will line up in front of Dale Hallett and Jamie Oldfield. Neville Ulf and Jake Armstrong will start out of 5th and 6th. Jaden Noon-Trelaw had a good run earlier on. He's out of 7th with Warwick Howie. Mitch Parmenter and Jeff Egdell will be out of 9th and 10th. And off the back, it's the 52 machine, the Wyala Earthworks Michael Brown car. As we get ready to go. Jamie, it's a bit tight off the start. Oldfield and Armstrong with a bit of contact. The 18 car's very sideways. In fact, he's got a car in the side of his door. Oh, we got another one over. Jamie Oldfield down the back straight. barrels, one, twice, and the 51 is just on the old Dirt Sky ambulance, Brent.
Oh, can't wait to look at this replay, and then I can't wait to get an onboard shot, and that will take us to 9.
9. Oh, look at that. The back straight is claiming its victims. As we look at that replay once again, here's that awesome onboard crunch, wham, bammo. See you later, Jamie Oldfield. That was a wild ride.
He had a similar sort of a ride at the Australian title at Charlotte, where he went for a big ride. So I don't know. Jamie Oldfield just loves to get upside down, apparently, in a dirt street stock here on iRacing.
Well, unfortunately, he has had a shocker in his final heat. He's out of this one on the infield and heading for the bar. As we get ready to get back underway, I'll have to find a driver to follow once again. Warwick Howie, you are the chosen one. In the number 7. What can he do starting out of what will now be 6th position? Jaden Noon-Trelaw's back there as well. But up front, Jake Armstrong and Mark Montague, sponsored by Pauline Hanson apparently, as we get back underway. Heat 15, take 2, the final heat of the night. Montague leads them into turn 1 and 2, Armstrong up top. Oh, Montague has a moment. Armstrong into the back, only lightly though. They all make it through turn 1 and 2, down into turn 3 and 4. Montague, your race leader. Armstrong second. Parmenter up right near the concrete fence. Then it's back to Michael Brown, who's contact up front. Armstrong up into the fence. Montague back to the inside now, and Parmenter looks to go across both of them. This could get messy. Parmenter, I thought he was going to keep it on the bottom. He doesn't. Slides up in front of Mark Montague. Montague back down the inside. The race is on for first, and there's a battle back further as well. Look out! A big side swipe between Montague and Armstrong.
Yeah, I tell you what, there is some right side love and romance.
Oh, we've nearly got another one over. Sorry, Brett.
You're right. Pimenta with a slide job as well. He went 2 for the price of 1. Pimenta, he has the race lead down into turns 1 and 2. Cars slowing up. Yellow flag is out.
I got a little bit excited. I saw in the background Warwick Howie again. Another car getting caught out of turn 2. Went full Herbie on the fence. I thought he was gone. But to focus on more, that battle up front, how good.
It was superb. I mean, Pimenta was just setting these drivers up, and he went for the slide job, the double slider into turns 3 and 4. And I told you, that's the place where you got to throw the slider. 1 and 2, you need to be all upstairs. It's all about trying to carry your speed momentum to set yourself up for a good 3 and 4. And that's exactly what Mitchell Pimenta done there in that 69. I don't think he's still going to be hard to beat. The only way he's going to get beat is if the race gets shortened and the race gets declared.
Fair point. Looked like we're going to be going green this time by. No, next time by. Now, I'll quickly take this next roll around lap. Brett, do you think that turn 1 and 2 feels a little bit narrower, a bit tighter? That's why you go for the slider in 3 and 4?
Yes, you are. You think of the pit exit wall going down into turn 1, you can't get a lot more speed than what you can going down into turn 3. That's the reason why.
3 and 4 even visually looks a bit wider, and if you've raced on it, you know that if you try and run it tight in turn 1 and 2, it's a lot easier than 3 and 4. So some tips for everyone watching and racing to keep in their diary as we get back underway. Parmenter straight up across the front of Montague, doesn't make it stick. The only thing he stuck was his rear bumper in the front end of Montague, who looks to reply straight away. Comes up across. Parmenter's got the run on the top side though.
This is a great race right now, as it is. Pimenta all over the back of Armstrong now through turn number 1 and 2. Here it is. Here he comes down to the low side, but Well, not the ideal run that he would have liked to have through 1 and 2. He hit the wall about 3 or 4 different times on different occasions. And right now Armstrong continues to lead from Pimenta. And then you go back to Montague back there in 3rd position. But here comes Pimenta on the outside.
Oh.
He gets the pass. He squeezed himself up in between a gap that wasn't really there. And here comes Armstrong back with a slider into turns 3 and 4.
It's crisscross city. I think this might be the final lap as well. Hopefully Parmenta doesn't climb that turn 2 fence as we've seen. Armstrong has to settle for 2nd at the moment. Then it's back to Montague as they go through turn 3 and 4, I believe, for the final time tonight. Parmenta rails it up around the top. Out of turn 4. He'll be your final heat winner in heat 15. Parmenta gets the win. 2nd will be that of Jake Armstrong, and Mark Montague was there the whole way.
Wow, we've just gotten through 30 heats. How about that?
It was busy. It was busy. The live stream clicking over 2 hours and 1 minute for the 2nd session. And that was night 1 of your Australia E-Racing Eldora Dirt 250. Thanks to Australian Engineering and Maintenance Services. Nate Truner, MVP, hosted event, and Brett, we thank you for live streaming it on Ultimate Dirt TV.
All good. Happy to be back tomorrow night to find out who is going to be $250 richer. But tomorrow night, why don't you go ahead and just explain to the folks what we've got tomorrow night, the format for these drivers.
Yes, hopefully everyone there on the live stream just before we exit off. Tomorrow night too, it's program starts 7:30 South Australian time. 7:30 South Australian time, we'll see heat 1 out on track. There'll be 5 heats to start the night. And then we'll see the B main, the first of the B mains, and then a second B main. And then the final to be programmed at just before 9 o'clock. So a shorter program, but it's still going to be a busy one and action-packed. We hope to see you tomorrow night on Australia E-Racing Eldora Dirt $250 to win event. I've been Kai Richardson and Brett Wheeler with me tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.